I mean, it's obviously quite a daunting exercise when you're doing an entirely green screen feature film. You end up with hours and hours and hours of green stuff. And for us, it's about, on set, it's about creating a sort of efficient way of shooting that means it doesn't take us years and years and years afterward. And efficiency really is kind of paramount with us, because we are a very small team of VFX artists working on what is essentially an entirely CGI film. And so, you know, we learnt with the knife. I think the knife ended up being something in the region of, if you break it down in terms of frames, film frames, it was about 140,000 frames. That's the sort of average 90-minute film. If you think every single one of those frames has to be made in the computer, for us that's, you know, a lot of work. So it's about, yeah, it's efficiency for us.
I'm the visual director for Macbeth, which is a title that is not commonly found on films, as far as I know, and is invented because I don't think what I do fits into any natural role in the usual filmmaking process. Coming from a background where I'm more used to working in theatres and installations and in live performance, the idea in those environments is that you leave something for the audience to do with their own imagination, rather than presenting them with every detail of the finished article. So if you're in a theatre space, you don't expect the set to be photorealistic. You expect it to be a suggestion of the place in which the action is taking place. And we felt that in visual effects, sometimes that space for the audience to use their imagination was lost, because as people got excited about the possibilities of of computer-generated imagery, they thought naturally what we should do is exploit that to give us as much detail as possible. And I think something is lost in that process. In Macbeth, although there's definitely a lot that we can explore with the internal narratives of the main characters, we wanted to reflect that this was a piece written for theatre. This was a space, the space that this is often performed in is a set space. We took the model of a globe with lots of spaces in it, but rather than that being a particular environment, we decided that this should be a stage space, so that all those places can be repurposed throughout the film.
Between most scenes in the film, there will be some sort of camera move, some sort of way of sort of joining two scenes together. These two scenes might be in the next door room to each other, or they might be all the way on the other side of the globe. And obviously, due to the restrictions of studio size, it meant that we had to kind of parcel these moves down into various chunks. And so to do that, and you might be shooting part 1 on day 1, and you might shoot part 2 on day 30. To make that plausible, the camera move has to be pre-designed, and the kind of way we're going to shoot it has to be pre-designed.